Alright, so this video, I'm only going to be talking about episode 1 of Higurashi when they cried Sotsu. I won't be saying anything about episode 2 until tomorrow's video. Yes, even though episodes 1 and 2 came out on the same day, I kind of want these reviews to go episode by episode, so I'm only going to be talking about episode 1. Alright, before I begin actually talking about the episode, I want to talk a little bit about the opening, Analogy by Ayane. I really like the Sotsu opening. Like, I'm gonna be honest here. It's not, as great as the original Higurashi opening. I don't think anything can beat that. But style-wise, definitely it has a great visual style. It fits well with the song, and I have to say, I really like the contrasting Rika and Satsuko in the opening, because whenever Rika closes her eyes, Satsuko opens hers. Like, that was one of my favorite parts about this opening. As well as the fact that, this time, Satsuko's running in it. I really enjoyed that. And, I'm gonna be honest here, Ewa looks pretty cool in this opening. I almost said her name. By the way, I know who she is by now. Yes, I know who she is by now. I'm currently reading episode 6 of Umineko, so I know this character now. But, she's Ewa in Higurashi Sotsu, so I'm not gonna call her by the name that most people would, recognize her as. Okay. Only comment about Umineko in this video. I'm gonna be honest here, I really love Featherine, so I might actively call Elwa Featherine for the rest of this review, because she looks so much like Featherine and she acts like her. God, I know, I've barely gotten into episode 6. Like, I'm gonna confirm this now, I've only gotten to, 4 chapters of episode 6 of Umineko. Like, I've only gotten 4 chapters in, and I already fucking love Featherine. Oh my god. Her theme is awesome. Featherine's fucking theme is awesome. No, stop talking about Umineko. This is a Sotsu Higurashi review. So this episode 1 kind of gives you a different view of the first episode of Go from different perspectives. Rather than following solely Keiichi's perspective, we see a little bit of Rena's perspective for the main part, but what we also see a little bit of Satsuko's as well, because Satsuko's devious plan to manipulate Rika into staying in Himizawa is in full effect. And I'm gonna be honest here, that scene where she injected Rena in the nurse's room, I'm gonna say this now, I actually thought that scene was really creepy. That scene was super creepy, man, where Satsuko's looming over Rena, and then injecting her with Hinamizawa's syndrome. A small dosage so that she doesn't, automatically scratch her neck out like Toмотake does. But still, that scene is terrifying. But I want to point out a blaring error in Satsuko's plans, because she mostly almost got away with, injecting Rena. But she made one big blunder that, I find to be a very large mistake on her part. When we see Rena leave the nurse's office after waking up, we look into the trash can, and guess what's in the trash can? Why would Satsuko put those two things in the trash can to put them away? Like, that's like a really dangerous syringe with a very dangerous disease inside of it, and to dispose of it, Satsuko fucking threw it in the trash can of the nurse's room out in the open. I'm sorry, but that's like a blaring error on Satsuko's part just to put that syringe and needle in a trash can that anyone can walk by and see. If someone was observant in this town, they would have noticed that. Not too many people are that observant in Hinamizawa, let's be honest here. There's not really that many people that are super observant of things other than, Rena. Rena's really observant, and continuing on talking about Rena, they really showed Rena's story off really well in this episode. Like, as a fan of Sumi Horoboshi, Sumi Horoboshi, of all the Higurashi arcs, is one of my favorite arcs. Finally seeing, Rena's backstory in the anime, yes, we got to see some of that in the Dean adaptation, but I think I should give a hand to Passion and Sotsu, because they definitely did the Rena storyline really good justice with how they depicted everything. Oh my gosh. And in general, Sotsu's animation, it's a step up from Go. Go's animation, it was fine, but Sotsu's animation's so fucking fluid. It's really fluid, and kind of like how Kai was, Higurashi Kai was a lot more, fluid than the original Higurashi anime. Sotsu, the second season, definitely I can see they got a bigger budget for Sotsu because it looks so fluid in animation. The fluidness of the animation is almost to the point where it's almost calming. Yeah, for some reason, throughout this entire episode, everything seemed really calm. Well, excluding the scene where, Satsuko injected Rena with the syringe, and when Rena, went to the cafe and, overheard Rena. Yeah, you can see some traces of the chaos to come, but mostly, this episode kind of had a calm vibe to it. Kind of like the calm before the storm. And I really like that. Like, I was relaxed this entire episode, excluding the syringe scene. God, okay, the syringe scene really fucked me up. I don't know, like, yeah, there is a lot of fucked up scenes in Higurashi Go and the original Higurashi. Like, there's a lot of fucked up scenes, but of all scenes in general, Satsuko injecting Rena in the nurse's room, that messed with me the most, because the whole time I was screaming in my head because of my internal fear of syringes in veins. Yeah. It's a really specific fear of needles. Like, yes, I'm afraid of needles, but not in the regards of, getting a vaccine. Like, that's fine. That's actually, really good when you get a vaccine. But getting something directly put into your vein, that freaks me out. But yeah, episode 1 of Higurashi When They Cry Sotsu, we basically got to see a contrast. Well, contrast? We got to see another perspective of episode 1 of Go. There we go. We got to see a different perspective of the episode 1 of Go from Rena and Satsuko's perspective. And you know what? I have to give a hand to Rena because finally, she has importance to the plot again. Rena seems to have a lot more importance this time than she did in Go. Even though, of course, this is definitely Satsuko and Rika's story. Like, I want to get this clear. This is Satsuko and Rika's story. I don't think Rika's gonna be that happy once she learns what, Satsuko's been doing. Like, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think Rika's gonna be that happy. And I don't think, those two are gonna have a great time. They have a really complicated relationship because they definitely still will love each other after all this. But at the same time, though, they're going to be going into a pretty big fight this season. And from the opening, that gets me really excited. Like, the two of them looking angrily at each other, and then becoming fireballs and running into each other. That got me really excited to see how these two will fight. Because I'm expecting, well, I don't know if I should expect this or not, but I'm thinking we might be getting some first traces of magic in Lambda Delta at Burn Castle. Yes, I'm definitely still thinking that Sotsu is basically going to be, the story of how Burn Castle and Lambda Delta came to be. Though, of course, that might be wrong, but at the same time, it could be right. And yes, the imagery of Featherine in both the opening and ending gets me really happy. I mean, Elwa, not Featherine, god dang it! Yeah, I'm gonna be honest here. Elwa is Featherine in my head. Ever since I met Featherine in Umineko, I could only think Featherine in my head. Featherine's really invaded my mind.
Okay.